Hi everyone, Mira's back again. Happy Monday. Monday is a good time to do our reviews from all centers and of course football activities. And I'm happy to announce to you that Victor Osimhen is really back. But before we get to this year, I'm sad to announce that the two clubs in Nigeria that were representing us at the CAF Champions League have crashed out. Enyimba and of course Remo Stars. It was a sad one that they weren't able to keep up to the tempo of the game, and CAF has a new rule that you will not actually crash down into the Confederation Cup from the Champions League, so they are out. So they don't have any activities again in the continent. So that goes a long way to show how the league in Nigeria had developed and how it's important to play a full league season, which the MPFL had adopted this upcoming season that's coming on. So we want to see them play a full 38 match days and not an abridged version, so we'll be able to produce a very good team to represent us in the continent. But that notwithstanding, across all centers, 5 major centers across the world, the matches that went down the weekend, I'm going to just give you a review of them. And then starting with the one on Saturday, AFC Bournemouth the loss to Tottenham Hotspur, and that still brings me back to saying that Tottenham is going to contend for the top 4 this season. Arsenal played at a 2-2 with Fulham. I predicted that one to be a draw, not exactly a 2-2 draw, but a draw, and then it came out like that. Crystal Palace played a 1-1 against Brentford, and Everton lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers. You could only wonder why Everton has been losing most of their matches. Manchester United came back to defeat for Nottingham Forest 3-2. Of course, that game was actually a thriller, and it had a lot of emotions. I was watching that one, and all the Manchester United fans around me, they were almost going to start they were throwing tantrums, right? And Brighton and Hove Albion lost to West Ham United 3-1, and in La Liga, Cadiz played at a 1-1 against Almeria, and Granada up against Mallorca, they won 3-2. Sevilla lost at home to Girona 2-1, and in Serie A, the first game of the weekend was on Saturday, where Frosinone won Atalanta. Frosinone lost to Napoli in their opening game, and now they get to play Atalanta, and they won 2-1. Monza defeated Empoli 2-0. AC Milan had 4-goal thriller win over Torino. Verona won Roma 2-1. And in the German Bundesliga, we had some weird welcome played at a 1-1 draw with Borussia Dortmund. And Darmstadt lost to Union Berlin. FC Cologne lost at home to Wolfsburg, and FC Heidenheim lost to Hoffenheim 3-2. Freiburg defeated Werder Bremen by 1-0, and Borussia Mönchengladbach lost to Bayer Leverkusen 3-0. Ended. Somewhere in France, and Paris Saint-Germain came back, defeated Lens 3-1. I mean, that was a thriller in that encounter. We saw that stellar performance. Asensio was on track for Paris Saint-Germain. He got the first goal just about the 45th minute, and Kylian Mbappe made it to that match. Kylian Mbappe actually had a stellar comeback in the game against Paris Saint-Germain. He had a brace in the particular encounter. He got one from Hernandez. He got a finishing from Hernandez in the 52nd minute, and just about the added time, he was able to convert the pass from Ruiz onto goal. But yeah, maybe after all, it's a good decision for him to stay back at PSG, because of course, if they are coming back, and they'll have to equally contend for the title this season. But of course, on Sunday matches, we had lots of emotions. I mean, Sunday matches has been so emotional so far. But Burnley lost to Aston Villa. That was the very first match of the day. And Sheffield United surprisingly lost. Not surprisingly, right? They lost to Pep Guardiola's side 2-1. It was for them. And the game that had emotions rise was the game between Newcastle United and Liverpool. That game, Virgil van Dijk was taken off, and then Liverpool had to come down to 10 men, and eventually Alisson Becker made a lot of save. He was the man of the match, and then of course I was listening to his interview where he was asked how he was able to do that. He said it was just a keeper's discretion, right? You just tell when the ball is coming to you, you're able to punch it off and make some saves and everything. But I liked that first goal against Liverpool by Newcastle, it was a very costly mistake, but of course they were able to come back on that one. In La Liga, we have Villarreal. They lost to Barcelona. Barcelona is back on the winning ways. Let's see if they're able to defend the champions. 4-3, that game ended away from home for Barcelona. And Valencia lost to Osasuna 2-1. And somewhere Real Betis lost to Atletico Bilbao. Atletico Bilbao won that one at home. And let's go to Serie A. That is Juventus against Bologna, and that game was it was a stall 1-1. It ended. Fiorentina played a 2-2 draw against Ligue. Lazio lost to Girona at home, and Napoli defeated Sassuolo 2-0. Victor Osimhen was on track there. He scored a penalty, and that was it. He's back on the match. The second match, the 2, he scored again on the match 2. So he's going up head to head again. Maybe with the likes of Lautaro Martinez. Let's see how it goes this season. If he's going to eventually still win the highest goal scorer, and that goal yesterday was his 100th of his career as a concerns played in the club side. So, in German Bundesliga, men's played the 1-1 against Eintracht Frankfurt, and Bayern Munich won against Augsburg. Harry Kane was on target for Bayern Munich, and he scored a penalty, and of course went on in the 69th minute to score a goal. So he had a brace in that encounter, and it really seems that he's going to be out in the German Bundesliga going for the Golden Boots. I mean, off of the competition in EPL against Erling Haaland, and now in Germany. And I thought when he was making that transfer move that he was going to struggle for a while in Germany, but due to the German style of play. But surprisingly, he's penning the goals, he's getting the goals in already, banging the goals, and being on the run for the Golden Boot this season. So yes, that's how it is. Today, Monday night, we have Monday Night Football across centers, and La Liga will be having Getafe up against Deportivo Alaves by 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time, and just at 8:30 we'll be having Rayo Vallecano up against Atletico Madrid. In Serie A today, as Salernitana will be playing Udinese by 5:30 p.m. and Cagliari will be hosting Inter by 7:45 p.m. Nigerian time. Thank you. That's me giving you the previews for today's match, and of course the reviews for the weekend match. Let's do this again sometime next week, Friday, and of course on Monday. Peace.